All right, this is part B of the diverse array free response question. Again, look at it in the PDF, read it over, see if you can make sense of it, come up with an algorithm before continuing watching this video. All right, so on this one, we are going to write a second method. So here's a list of summary of the methods. We wrote the first array sum in part A, and then part B, we have to write this row sums that takes in a 2D array and returns a 1D array that represents the sum of each of the rows. So the example one they give you here, this is the 2D array, and basically I'm going to load it in this other program here. It says go through and find the sum of each row and then return that in a 1D array. All right, so basically if I add all these up in this first row, add them all up, right, that gets us the 16, and that's this entry in our returned array. Okay, and then if I go to the second row, add them all up, blah, 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 right, that should come out as 32, and that's the second thing in a return. So basically for each of these rows, right, there's 4 rows, I return the sum of each of these in this returned array. Okay, so this starts us to get into the algorithm a little bit. Kind of the steps I would use here is I would create the output array, which would be a 1D array with 1 space for each column. So sorry, each row in the 2D matrix. Okay, so basically for each one of these rows, we need a spot to store its sum. So we have to create it, and the size of it is going to be equal to the number of rows for the two-dimensional array. Okay, so maybe actually that's already complex enough. So maybe let's just type the code out for that actually right away. Okay, so we're going to have our part, this is going to be our answer to part B, and I'm just going to get the method heading from right here. Since they give it to us, I'm just going to copy that into my Eclipse. All right, so I'm going to make my returned array, which is again a 1D array. So I'm going to do int bracket for a 1D array, and I'm going to call it result or whatever. And then I'm going to set that equal to be a new int array, but I want to put the spaces equal to however many rows I have in the incoming 2D array. So I'm going to do array 2D, and remember dot length gets you the number of rows, right? Because each row is an array. So if you do dot length, you'll get how many arrays are in the 2D array. 2D array is an array of arrays, right? So just do array dot length, and that is spaces for each row is essentially what we're going to do there. Okay, so the next part about this algorithm is now I just want to loop through the rows, right, and find the sum for each row. So I'm going to have a row loop that loops from 0 to less than the length again, right? Because length is right, length would be basically 4 here, right? Length would be 4 because each one of these, right, these are basically your entries in the 2D array. Each one of those is an array, and we have 4 of them, right? 1 for each row. So we have 4 little arrays. So the length is 4, and I'm going to loop my row from 0 to less than length. All right, and then each time I want to find the sum. And so the trick to that is we actually already have a method that does that, right? That was the method in the first part is where I want to call this array sum. In fact, I think the directions probably say we have to call that to get full credit. So I want to pass in the array at that position, at that row, right? So basically, just to be super clear on this, if I do, now this is kind of a mess, I'm going to clear some of this. So if I do array 2D position 0, that's actually going to get me that array, right? Because remember in a 2D array, each element itself is an array. So if I do array position 0, that gets me that array. And again, just to kind of be clear on this, if I wanted to get a number out of there, right, like this 3 or something, right, I could just do a second bracket, right? Like if I did this, doop, 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 like that. That would actually get me this 3 here, right? But I don't want a single int. I want the whole array because that's what I'm going to pass into my method from part A, right? If I look at that method, I guess I could look right in here too. I want to pass in a single D array, right? So to do that, I'm going to get each array by doing a row loop, right? And then call it with just one number here, and that'll get the array itself, and I pass that into my method from part A. Okay, so just what this looks like is I'm going to do a for loop. So int row equals 0. Row is less than the number of rows, right? Which is array 2d dot length. And then I'm going to do plus plus row. I'm going to space this out a little bit more so it's easier to see. All right, and then I'm going to get that row. So I'm going to do like just current row or something. And I'm going to set that equal to be, oh, sorry, this should be a 1D array. And I'm going to do array 2D, then position row. Wow, I'm struggling to type. I apologize. Okay, so that will get the row we're on, right? And then I'm going to get the sum by calling my method from part A. And I'm going to pass in this 1D array. So I'm going to call array sum, right? And we're going to pass in the current row that I'm on, right? And you could kind of combine these lines, right? You could put this part right here too, so you don't have to create a single D array all the time. But anyways, I get that array, call my array sum, and then I have to store it in this result array, because this array is going to keep track of all my sums, right? If I look at the picture of this array keeps track of, this is my sum for row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, right? So I have to store that in there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the result, and then the index will equal the row that I'm on, right? So I'm going to set whatever row I'm on, that index, to be the current sum that I've calculated. Okay, so again, to give the visual of this, right, this sum right here, right, the sum I get from this, which is 16, I'm going to store that in spot whatever value row is. So that when row is 0, I get position 0, but then I'm also going to set position 0 here, right? So I'm getting position 0 in the 2D array, but I'm also setting it right there in my result array. Same thing here, I'm going to get 1, call the array sum method from part A, and then I'm going to store that in position 1 up here. So essentially I can use this row as both my index for these rows in the 2D array and also my index for the result array. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here, is I'm setting the result for this specific row to be the sum that I just got. Okay, and then I think the only other thing I need here is I just need to return all my sums, which are stored in that result array. Okay, and that's it. All right, so that's pretty complex, because you have to call from part A, and you also have to know how to get like a row, right? To know that in a 2D array, when you do one number here, you get an actual row, call the method, and then store it in the result array, right? So it's pretty complex, but hopefully this visual helps you. All right, another video for part C.